on him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, these are the signings at the day that we wanted in the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are the signs we wanted. I was getting a bit frustrated because the fact was it was taking long. But listen, we got the bomber. We've got the bomber ass clad. We have got it now. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, you know what I mean? It couldn't have been any better. So let me hit up some of the chat before Cal comes back. Hit up some of the chat there in the building because we've got a lot of people in the chat. I'm gonna try and get to all of it. We have got 88, I do believe, 88 in the building. Please smash the likes. I'm up to 65 likes already.
You've done, mate. You've done it.
You have 65 likes already.
Keep it up, though. Keep it up. Let's get to 100, man.
Listen, it's hacking you in it, bro.
Yeah. I can't be happy. Happy. My transfers come through. They're trying to take me down. Like.
It's Susan. It's Susan. He's trying to sabotage you. That sounds my G anyway. You know what I mean?
It's funny stuff, man.
You're gonna be on his show later on, isn't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the 11 o'clock for him.
Yeah. But listen, it's happy days, isn't it? It's happy days, Carl. And
Uncle, how are you feeling about the deal?
Yeah, we haven't asked you that actually. Yeah,
I'm gassed. Listen, you know what it is, and I was on a few shows today, and me and Fuzzy talked earlier on, and I spoke with a next guy, Footy Reacts. He's a really lovely guy. Footy Reacts, lovely guy, and he was chopping up, and I said, look, this is what we wanted. Do you know what I mean? We wanted players like this, but you know what it is? Not that to sound ungrateful, but what is it? The job's not done yet. The job's not done yet. You know what I mean? With the team, the job's not done yet.
No.
But I'm 100% happy with Wirtz coming in, especially for what he did the other day to those two rats. You know what I mean? There's two rats. You know what I mean? Yeah. What he did, and then like when he was coming out, they said, "Are you happy to be joining Liverpool?" Or something like that. Yeah. And he kind of looked at it and just nodded. I said, "Yeah, we're there, brother. We're there." And remember that thing. You see that thing up there? I don't know if you lot can make it out. It says, "Alex Gut LFC." In German, that means all good LFC.
Wow.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about that. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy that like we've gone for this profile of player, because you know what, in the past we've been let down, haven't we? As Liverpool fans, we've been let down with certain players that's supposed to come to the club, or we're supposed to go for, and we haven't gone for them. We have gone for some bright young talent from Frimpong, Kirkes, and Wirtz. And I feel that today we should still bring in Shirky. Still bring him in. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's true though, isn't it?
Yeah, we do need a backup for Salah, innit?
Having a right as well.
Yeah, backup for Salah. I was telling that to Uncle Roz earlier, Carl. Like, we haven't had a proper backup for Salah since Shaqiri. You know what I mean? And Shaqiri did do a lot. You know what I mean? Backing up Salah in those seasons. So if we get something like similar to that, like Jerky for Salah, I think like it's dominance in it. Really, if you think about it.
I agree. Obviously, he's going City now, but that for me would have been the dream. Getting shirts.
25 million.
I mean? Yeah.
Is it nailed down? Is it nailed down that he's gone City? Is it nailed down?
They rejected the first bid, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they rejected the first bid. They're gonna
so there's still a chance, yeah?
Yeah, get in there, man.
There's still a chance. This is where my toxicity comes in. There's still a chance, man. Run it, man.
Man. Just say Pep is not going to stay for long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. Here for a long time. Let's go.
Yeah, I genuinely believe if we could sell a project to him, I think we'd get him.
Yeah, 100%.
Because as you said, the City situation isn't the best right now.
Okay. And the thing is about it, what people don't understand, they've already got two other players like him anyway, in Mamouche and Savinho. They're literally the same. And then if you throw in Phil Foden
on top of that as well,
Do you know what I mean? They're literally the same.
He's the forgotten guy, isn't it? Foden's the forgotten guy at the moment.
Exactly. So how are we going to incorporate all those four players together? If I was Ryan Shirky, I'll be thinking to myself, well, look, right, Jano, they've got some players down there just playing just like me. Do you understand what I'm saying? How many games am I going to get? But if I go to Liverpool now, I'll get more games. I'll be more of a product over there.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, because we remember at the day, we do things organically.
Yeah.
We always do things organically.
Yeah.
I mean, it may like frustrate us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like the way we do it. Do you know what I mean? But we do things organically. So sell a project to them. Say, look, here what, bro? You're gonna get a load of game time over here, you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna get enough game time over here. And plus you're gonna link up with this Salah, link up with Wirtz.
Yep.
One of the best products in the world, bro. Do you know what I mean? Listen, man.
Things are bright, man. Things
Listen,
are bright.
bro. You know what I mean? Listen, brother. Listen. It's just happy days, man. It's just happy days. From the time I heard that we was in for Wirtz, I said, listen, don't fuck it up. That's all I said. Don't fuck it up, please.
The normal thing we do,
It was horrible, man. So like, yeah, it's so good. It is so good. You know what I mean? And like, so where do you see him playing in the team, Cal? Where do you see him play? He's best
I think
in the team.
Yeah, I think he predominantly plays behind the striker, but I think there will be games where he plays left as well. Yeah. I don't think he'll play in the pivot. Not at his age. I think he's still too. I think it doesn't need to be put in that position. We've got so many other players who can play there. It'll be left and 10, but predominantly the 10, I think. So it throws questions for Szoboszlai, because obviously Szoboszlai was one of Slot's main players last season. So I think it just now means McAllister gets rotated a bit more, but we still need to see some rotation for Gravenberch.
Kyle, can I ask you a question about Szoboszlai? Like, what's your thoughts on him last season?
I thought he had a good season. I thought he was incredibly important to the style of play that we had, and to allowing Salah to have a bit more.
I'm glad you said that, because I thought I was the only one that was thinking that.
No. What I will say, his decision making and stuff can still be frustrating, but I think the fan base, I think the issue with Szoboszlai is not how he plays; it's the expectation he came to the club with.
Yeah.
I think everyone saw him as being the next Gerrard, and then when he starts his Liverpool career by scoring some worldies, you're thinking, "Oh wow, we've got the next Gerrard." Yeah. He's not the next Gerrard. He's a fantastic footballer, in my opinion. He's very important to the system. Yes, he 100%. Just hasn't got that eye of the needle pass. He hasn't got that vision like a Wirtz. He can't change a game like that, in my opinion. But I think if we saw it against Brighton, vision like a Wirtz, he can't change a game like that. In my opinion. It was good.
Yeah. I agree. The 10 is going to suit him to a T. Then he can drop back, sort of like Szoboszlai, innit? Drop back Szoboszlai in midfield and say, "Go on, you do your thing." You understand? Do you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
You know. So listen, we're going to come back. We'll come back to Wirtz, because that's too much of an important discussion to leave. You know what I mean? Strikers. Now, strikers at the day, right? There is. We was after Ekatike, do you know what I mean? And there was also a world where we wanted to get Alvarez. I'm still sick about that we can't get him, right? I didn't rate Sesko really too much. I didn't really rate him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Even when I looked on Hussein's channel, big up Hussein, and he was breaking down Sesko, and it's basically what I thought about Sesko still. But like, listen, the only options that we got now at the moment, do you know what I mean? Because Isak's not coming. Forget that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Alvarez not coming. Ekatike, I don't know what's happened with that. They said there's reports saying that like Liverpool's going to try and hijack that. So listen, realistically, the two strikers that we're talking about is Gyökeres or João Pedro. You know what I mean? Which one do you take, Fuzz? Which one do you take?
Out of the two, if it's just them two,
Gyökeres,
you know who my guy is already in it.
Tell the people them.
My guy is Alvarez. I remember, I think when I was watching everyone, like you, Uncle Roz, Kopish, everybody, when I was watching, everybody was looking for a striker that's suitable to Liverpool Football Club. And I searched, you know what I mean? I looked at it, and I looked at, obviously, Alvarez. He does everything that Liverpool need to a T, which is, you know, he could play as a striker, he could play off the striker, he could play out wide, and he could be obviously a specialist as well at the same time. So if you look at an all-round player, that's your striker for your football club. But if you're talking about Gyökeres and who's the other one, João Pedro,
João Pedro from Brighton.
Yeah, if it's just them two and we can't go for obviously Alvarez, I'll go for Gyökeres because he's an out-and-out striker. You know what I mean? And he comes. I think he comes deep, collects the ball, and drives forward with the ball and gets you goals in that way. João Pedro, I like him, but I think Liverpool is a bit. Like it's a big step, my brother. It's a big too big for him at the moment. He needs to learn his trade still at Brighton. And then eventually, once he's, gets his feet under the table and becomes a regular, goal scorer and finds himself, then you go for a play like that. But I think it's too early for João Pedro. I'm more, if out of two, Gyökeres is the guy. But as I said, if you talk about down to a T striker that can, complement Liverpool for dominance in the future, Alvarez is your guy. And I've always said it, Atletico Madrid always negotiate. I explained it to you guys before. I remember Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank scored over 30 goals for Atletico Madrid when he got there. And that was his first season. And then next season, he ended up at Chelsea. As long as you negotiate the right price for players, it always works out. You know what I mean? And that's what you got to do with Atletico. Because Atletico is not that type of team that is going to win titles consistently. It's always going to be Real Madrid or Barcelona, Real Madrid or Barcelona. They have their time when those two take time off. So you got to look at the player. If the player and his agent say, oh, you know what, I like that project at Liverpool Football Club, I want to leave, they can't stop a player, my friend. You can't stop players. If they say to the club, I want to leave, they'll leave, innit? But like I said, Alvarez is my guy, but at the two you was talking about, I'll take Gyökeres instead of like...
Okay. Kingsman says big up. Scottish Bear in the building. He says, thanks, Jamie, bro. Appreciate it. And thanks, Jamie, for the raid, bro. Thanks for the raid. And listen, we're going to do some things, man. Trust me, going forward, we do some stuff. You understand me? Yeah, but big up for the raid still. Love and respect for that. Ravi says, big up Jamie for the raid. Yeah, love and respect for that. Carl, you can speak now. It's safe to do so.
I'm going to be so shameless this summer.
Go on, man. Speak. Start the thing, man. Listen, we was talking about sort of like who would you prefer?
And Pedro, isn't it?
Yeah, like Gyökeres or Pedro. Who would you prefer and why?
Out of the two, I'd go Gyökeres. I think Pedro is a good footballer. He's probably a better footballer than Gyökeres, but we need a strike. We need someone in front of goal who has that almost that X factor, almost that calmness in front of goal. I've got a wild take though. Might not be too wild. I don't actually know if we sign a striker this summer. I actually think signing a striker this summer doesn't depend on Núñez. I think it depends on Diaz. Because I think if Diaz stays or decides he's staying, I think he will rotate with the number 9 next season, whoever that be. So I think it'll be him and Jota. And then I think we may go and try and get a left winger and maybe then get a centre forward next summer when the market might be a bit more clear.
Yeah. What do you think of the rumor of Rafael Leao from AC Milan? There's rumors that we're looking at him.
He's too hot and cold for me, man.
Like
on his day, he's unplayable, but I don't know if we see that day enough.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's true.
It's true, though, isn't it?
It is true, man.
Yeah. I think that only happens if Jota goes.
Maybe,
If Jota goes, they want to look to replace him. If they can't get that guy from Lyon, because they're looking for that guy, Fofana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From Lyon, they're looking at him. If they can't get him, they probably would go for Rafael. Do you know what I mean?
And there's that red bird thing, in it, Liverpool. I mean, negotiations.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And yeah, you're right. I mean, Rafael, he does blow hot and cold. Sometimes you can see him play some games for AC Milan and he looks unbeatable, bro. He just really looks unbeatable. Yeah. Excuse me. But then some other games he's just poor.
Yeah.
It's a bit like João Felix. No, seriously.
Yeah, that's
a bit
like
João Felix.
That's a shout.
A bit like João Felix, you know what I mean? João Felix, when he was in Benfica and he went to Atletico Madrid, some days he was unbeatable. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But some days he just looked poor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Chelsea in the end bought him for 35 million and then they shipped him off to AC Milan, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not too sure about Rafael Leao, to be honest. That doesn't really sort of like draw me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Did you ever think to yourself though, like sometimes it's the environment? You know what I mean? He could surprise you. You know what I mean? That can happen, you know, in football. I've always said it. I don't judge a player until he plays for the Liverpool Football Club, and then we can see for ourselves. Prejudging players in other teams that's struggling is difficult sometimes. You know what I mean? Because if the whole team ain't performing to a high level, it doesn't mean everybody. You can't just blame individual players. You know what I mean? And when he's going to come to a bigger team, better players, you might see a difference in that player at Liverpool. Because I look at. Listen, I'm right like you guys about him. I'm a bit apprehensive. I don't rate him that much, but I look at him as a physical specimen. He's a big guy, strong, you know what I mean? Cuts him from the left with power and pace. And he's young as well, isn't he? He's not even that old. So being at Liverpool could be something like he will love, because, you know, with Liverpool Football Club, there's something we're good at compared to other clubs. And that's, you know, we give people time and, you know, time to, you know, become the player that we want them to be. We're always patient, you know, with players. And the proof is Nunes. I mean, we gave him 3 seasons, and we're still trying to like get the best out of him. But, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, you just gotta like be patient with players, because they could surprise you, man. I've seen a lot of players that come to Liverpool down the years. I'm sure you see that, Cal and Uncle Rods, that you said, nah, man, we ain't signing that player, and then he plays for Liverpool. Wow. You know what I mean? He's one of your favorite players.
Right. It's like that, isn't it?
Yeah. So you just got to look into things like that, man. It's just the environment you're at sometimes. But when you leave that and you go to a better team with better quality, you might come out better. That's what I say. For me, it'd be Rodrigo would be the way to go. We could get him.
Cal, don't, man. Stop.
I know.
Stop
watershed. I love him, man. I love him, you know, Cal. I really do, you know. There's a bit of a money about him.
Because, you know, we tried to sign him from Santos, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he chose Real Madrid. There might still, because he was very close to signing, there might still be little something in his heart that just goes. Ed just might pick up the phone and go, hey.
Get Allison on the case in this.
Hey, exactly, boy.
Allison, talk to your brethren. What happened to that?
Bro, a quick barbecue, Allison, man.
You know what's wasn't it? Yeah, baptize him.
Yeah, man. If we can get someone of that ilk, then we're laughing.
They were nice.
We're nice. On the left, guys, like, and Salah on the right.
Like,
stop it, man. You lot giving too much sauce around there. Come on now, man.
It'd be crazy.
Listen, I'm older than a lot of you, man. Mind my heart, you know. Mind my heart. Yeah.
We'll take care of you, Unks. Don't worry.
Oh, please do. Listen, was it LA says Cal can officially celebrate Wirtz now. You know what I mean? It's your time now, bro. I told you your time's gonna come, man. You know what I mean? But them, man, they're like Matt and Drifty. They sold you out, bro. They sold you out. Listen. That man, I made video of you, you know.
They dashed me under the bus. It was bad.
I know. And Matt was killing it, you know. Matt was killing it.
Matt said he was going to send it to Wiley for a remix. Taking liberties, man. This one's for me. This Wirtz one's for me.
Yeah, because
it is, man.
You know, the things about it, like you've said, you know, you have had your eyes on a lot of players. Do you know what I mean? And like, you know what it was? I remember when like that Caicedo deal went up the Swanee. You know what I mean? I literally felt sorry for you, Cal. You know, I literally felt sorry for you.
That was a dog.
I remember speaking to my brother, and I said, "Oh, my pal's going through it." You know, he's going through it.
That was a dog day, you know, Uncle. That was a dog day. I will never forget that day. I went to sleep so happy. I woke up.
I know. I saw your stream, bro. I saw your stream, and he said, "Yo, brother, money. You got this fresh cash."
Uncle, you see, when I woke up in the morning, I had missed calls, I had messages. I was thinking, all right, we've signed him already. Yeah. I just got one message. I can't remember. It was from one of my friends who's in my WhatsApp group, and he was just like, "Cal, if you can take the video down." And I was like, "What do you mean take the video down?" They're like, "Yeah, he's going Chelsea still." I was like, "Whatever, man."
Stop it. And then when you look at it, it's like, "Yeah, man, he's going Chelsea." Yo, that was a dark day, man. You know what? One day I was like, next day was a Friday, I do believe. and I went to Wilkinson's to get a few bits and bobs. You know what I mean? And I remember sitting down. I think to myself, what freaking taking so long for him to have his medical? You know what I mean? Like, what's taking so long? He should have been there already. Had his medical, mate. You know what I mean? What did the motor break down or something? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then they said like, oh, they're waiting for Chelsea and this and that. I said, what are they waiting for him for? Yeah. The bid's been accepted, man. You know, and they said like, oh, it's going to do. And then I had some of these Chelsea sort of like rats and they on my case saying, no. Listen, that was bad. That was
remember I got after Caicedo was Zubimendi, you know.
Yeah.
But Zubimendi didn't really hurt me so much because I thought to myself, I always thought with Zubimendi, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, yeah. I always thought with Zubimendi that deal wasn't done right. It just wasn't done right. It's a bit too slack. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know?
I put myself out there for that one. No, I'm not gonna lie. And then the last one, the last one was the Carrascalia one. That was the worst because Jesus Christ! Remember, I got the kids to start shouting his name is bad. That was a bad one as well. Yeah. That's
all Alonso and Stevie, my little General Stevie I don't really like how you put my little General Stevie through that, you know, King.
I know.
That's my G, you know.
Do you know what kills it? You see, the next day, my missus was like, "Have you signed that player yet?" And I was like, "We're not getting him now." So she's like, "So you brought them on camera again?" Like, yeah.
How is the missus anyway?
She's
you
good,
celebrated your anniversary the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, big up for that, man. Big up for that.
Yeah, we'll big up, bro.
You know what I mean? Because like, yeah, man. I like the unity that uni missus got and that. You know what I mean? I see a picture, right, on Google. I was gonna put it on here, but I thought, nah, I can't do that. There's a picture of like when you was on a tie.
Yeah, that was before kids, bro.
I look like a professor, you know.
Yeah, I had no bags under the eyes. That was before kids, bro. Yeah, I was young, I was trim. I had a 6-pack then on Corons, bro.
Listen, man. You look tidy, you know. You look tidy. I thought,
yeah. I used to, for work, I used to have to dress smart every day, innit?
Yeah, you know what I thought?
Apart from weddings and conferences or anything now, I don't even barely put on a suit and tie.
You know, I thought at the end of the day, sort of like, you know what I mean? You look like one of them big businessmen, you know what I mean? Like, you know, those like big time ones that fly backwards and forwards to New York and them thing there, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, got a little condo and them thing there. Get me?
I wish. I wish.
And listen, there's 137 in the building there. That's bare love and respect, man. It's bare love and respect. And I've got 111 likes. Let's see if I can get my likes up to 150, guys. Come on, guys. Let's do it. Because there's bare love inside it in the chat, man. You laugh, Cal. You keep me joking. And you're gonna put yourself out there again for something.
Yeah. The moment I hear a bid's accepted, you know what I'm doing.
Oh, mate, I tell you. What do you think of the Kirkes transfer? What are your thoughts on that?
Not my first choice, but
who's your first choice?
No, he's not. You know, I think he's a very good player. No complaints. He just wouldn't have been my first choice. But if he comes in and he can do what we need a left back to do, again, it takes our team to another level. And here's the beauty of this season, yeah. And this is what I don't think a lot of people are really realizing. We won the league only signing Chiesa off the back of having a new manager. Our left back performed very, very much below par. We had a season of confusion with Trent, Virgil, and Salah. We had no bona fide striker. And we also had injuries in the squad as well.
Yeah.
If Kirkes comes in and is 20% better than Robbo, we've already improved as a team. Frimpong, he's not going to directly replace Trent in terms of the passing or anything like that. What he does do, though, is give more time and space to Salah because of his overlapping runs in my opinion.
Yeah.
The team would have played a year more with Slot. Wirtz coming in effectively gives us another attacking weapon. And then if we're able to add another attacker as well, tell it it's going to be really tough to get the title off us.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Yeah.
And even though maybe there's more than one trophy on the next parade. That's all.
Brother.
We're hoping.
Listen, what I like about Frimpong is the fact that his recovery is very good. Do you know what I mean? When he loses the ball, he can get back quick to recover the ball. That's something that Trent didn't do. Do you know what I mean? So I do think Frimpong's defensive qualities are somewhat better than Trent. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But then obviously Trent will beat him with the passing and all that. But then, you look at sort of like Frimpong, he's got an eye for goal, mate. Yeah, he's got an eye for goal. Do you know what I mean? And so you would expect more goals coming from the right back. Do you know what I mean? And plus, if obviously Arne Slot plays like the three at the back, there's like a three at the back, like he's done before at Feyenoord. Listen, you're cooking, bro, because them two have got pace down that wing, brother. Yeah, do you know what I mean? What's your thoughts on Frimpong, Fuzz? Not Frimpong, Kirkes, sorry.
I like Kirkes. I mean, I'm the opposite to Carl on that one. I think like what I like about Kirkes is he's willing to get, past players, obviously the wingers and all that stuff, and put crosses in the box, which we have been missing since Robertson has. I don't know what's happened to him. He's just, what I mean? He's 31, I think, and Van Dijk is 34, and Salah is 33, and he plays like he's 37. You know what I mean? So it's weird. It's weird. You know what I mean? Like too much football, man. Like for the guy, he should have had the rest when we bought, Simicast. That's what we bought Simicast for. Rest, and he didn't want that. He told the boss, "Nah, mate, I want to play every game." So there you go. Your career ended early in regards to you running up and down that pitch. I like Kirkes, man. Like I said. It's the energy that he has that makes me like him even more, and he overlaps a lot, and when he's defending he rushes back and defends as well, and he enjoys doing things like that, and that's what we've been missing in the last couple of seasons. Players who enjoy defending, because I've always said that if you're a fullback, your first thing to think about is defending, then the rest will follow together, and then you could take that to the next level. He's my first choice, Kirkes. I've always said that from the moment I watched him, and I haven't looked back since. Man, everybody talks about Robinson at Fulham. I said, yeah, he's good going forward. What about defending? I mean, I love to see him defend and see how good he is in defending, but I haven't seen that. Whenever I see him defend, actually, he struggles as well. So, but with Kirkes, he's got everything. As I said, you just have to judge players when they're at your football club. Don't judge them on other football clubs. And I just can't wait when we sign him, man. He's my first choice, 100%.
Yeah, big up Jamie Phillips, man. Much love and respect going out to Jamie Phillips, man. Excuse me, sorry. Much love going out to you, bro. And we'll do. And you keep on smashing as well. Keep up the good work, Jamie, man. Much love and respect. You know what I mean?
Can I speak about Frimpong, guys? Yeah.
Yeah, go on. A
lot of people talk about Frimpong defensively. Do you guys remember when Kyle Walker came in the scene for Tottenham? What was his deficiency defensively, right? But the pace covered up for much of the, the defense deficiency. So I could see that with Frimpong. You know what I mean? I've seen him players get past him, but he's got that energy to get back and win the ball back, and that's what I like about him. I've always said it. I don't mind players getting past you, but it's your determination to get back and help the team out. That's what I look forward to, and that's what I haven't seen from Trent for years. And it is what it is with Trent. Obviously, he's gone, but don't underestimate Frimpong, guys. You're gonna like him. Honestly, you're gonna like him as a player. These youngsters, in the beginning, they're raw, but as time goes on, they will improve. And that's how I see Frimpong at Liverpool Football Club. I haven't underestimated him. I just want to see him at Liverpool, and we can see what he's going to do, because there's too much, people talking about his defensive side. He's worse than Trent and all that stuff. That's your opinion, but let's see when he plays for Liverpool how good he's going to be.
Very true.
What about you, Cal? What's your thoughts on
Frimpong? I'll be honest. I've been one of those people who said I don't think he's all right. So here's the thing with Trent. I don't think Trent was a bad defender. I just don't think Trent
he's lazy.
Tired to defend. Yeah, it's the laziness that it used to get to me. So people would say I'm always crashing out on Trent on watch longs and all that. Shall I tell you what it is for me? First and foremost as a footballer, you can be the most talented footballer in the world. If you're not willing to work hard, I haven't got as much time for you. And I know it's not that's not a be all and end all, because you look at some of the greats in yesteryear and they didn't maybe work as hard. But if you're a right back, I expect you to have a desire to defend, because I've seen you sprint up the pitch and be one of the fastest players in the team when we're attacking, but when we're defending, you just jog back or you leave it for Kanate or Gravenberch to fill in, and I'm like, nah, that's not good enough. Now, I think when Trent is switched on defensively, I think he's better than Frimpong. The difference with him and Frimpong, as you said, Fozzie, though, is Frimpong actually has a desire to work hard to defend. If I'm not mistaken as well, I think maybe might have been Jamie or someone else who said that he actually works with a coach privately to practice his defending as well. When I hear stuff like that, I mean, what more can we ask of a player who's willing to work on their deficiencies and try and be better?
That's beautiful,
so
mate.
he gets full support from me, as he should from the rest of the fans as well, and then we go from there, man.
I actually like the guy. I think the guy.
Yeah, as a person, he seems really cool.
Yeah, he seems that sort of person that he's like a Kanate type. He's got that special kind of personality that brings the team together. Do you know what I mean? You know, like Kanate is always sort of like joking around and, you know, having jokes with certain people in the team and that, and everybody loves him in the team. Everybody loves him because of the way he is. And like, you know, it's like, all right, when he was at Leverkusen, and they won the league, right? I think he said to Xhaka, he goes something like,
I remember.
Because man, he won the league. Something you're not going to do at Arsenal. I thought, well, fair play. When he said that sort of thing,